Alright, today we're making a video on how to smash a girl from the club on the first night. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this is a lot easier than what it sounds like, especially with this method that I'm about to give you, bro. This method is literally gonna work for damn near anybody. Unfortunately, it's not gonna work for people who are obese because, you know, you have to have some type of self-care and self-improvement for this to work. But with this method I'm about to give you, you don't even really need that much to go into it. Like, bro, you don't need to go to the club, be the most drippiest nigga, all designer down, bro. You go to the club with fitted tee, some fucking cargo, something basic. And to be honest with you, bro, you don't really need much for this method. Now, there are two things that I'm gonna prefer for you to have for this method, but you don't need these two things to actually have success for this method. And the two things that I'm going to prefer that you have for this method is, number one, if you're going to go out, make sure you go to a strip. What is a strip? A strip is basically a road that has a bunch of bars and clubs on it. And the reason why you want to go to the strip, because it's ultimately going to increase your chances of going home with someone that night, because it's going to be more people. Let's say you go to the club, you don't get nothing in the club, boom, you walk the strip, you see people, right? And then the second thing is you're going to, of course, want to go with friends. The reason why you want to go with friends is because, bro, you don't want to be that guy who goes to like a club, a bar, and you came there by yourself. You're not really with no one, because I've done it before. The vibe is very weird, and then boom, you're gonna start talking to a girl. The girl's gonna be like, oh, who'd you come with? You're gonna be like, oh, I came by myself. You're gonna look a little lame, I'm not gonna lie. And just, you don't need friends for this to work, but friends definitely make it go a lot better, trust me, in the long run. All right, so getting into the method, the first thing that you want to do in this method is, boom, you want to pull up with your friends to the club or bar that you're going to, and you basically want to get adjusted into the bar. Most bars, most clubs, they don't get lit until 11:30 p.m. or 12 a.m. and then they start dying down at 1:30 a.m. right? So boom, you're gonna go in with your friends, you're gonna sit down, adjust to the music, talk, boom. Then when 11:30 comes along, 12 o'clock, it starts jumping in the club. What you want to do is you want to diverse. Now, when you diverse, basically you're gonna go that way, he's gonna go that way. Y'all are basically just gonna separate as a group. And once y'all separate as a group, what you're basically gonna be looking for is choosing signals. Now, choosing signals from a girl can consist of, you know, her making prolonged eye contact for you for a long period of time, or her simply just waving at you like this, or her making it obvious that she like bumps into you trying to get your attention. I'm not talking about some, oh, she got pushed into you. No, I'm talking about it's gonna be obvious as fuck that she wants your attention, and she purposely, you know, gives you a little ram, or, you know, just does something purposely to get your attention. I've had a girl bucking me in the club. Like, she literally said, like, looked at me in the eyes and fucking bucked at me. Shit was weird, but hey, it worked. Now, once you get this choosing signal, what you're basically going to do is you're going to want to go up to them and you're going to simply ask them two questions. Hey, do you have a boyfriend? Because some girls be drunk out their mind and they'll still try to entertain you while having a boyfriend. So you're going to ask this. She says yes or no. If she says no, you're going to progress to, hey, do you want to dance? Now, the reason why you want to say, hey, do you want to dance is, for one, the club's going to be blasting some loud ass music. Why the fuck are you going to be trying to have a full-blown conversation over this loud ass music in the club when you can't really build a connection like that? You're going to be sitting there saying something, she's gonna be like, huh all night long. No, fuck that. You want to build a connection by dancing. Now, another thing that you need to know is get familiar with the social norms in the clubs or bars that you go to. I go to 3 different clubs, right? And out of the 3 different clubs I go to, one being a Latina club, one being a black club, and then one being a white club, they all have different social types of norms, right? So for example, a Latina club, you go up and ask your girl when you want to dance. You know, you might be slow dancing behind her like this, she's throwing ass on you, you know, nothing too crazy, you know, might put your hand around her neck and dance like that. You can twist her around to where her vagina is facing you and dance like that too. It's a social norm there. Boom. The black clubs that I go to, you know, girls are just throwing ass. You get behind it like they're actually arching their back. You get behind it like bow, 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 right? And then last but not least, we have the white clubs. The motherfuckers actually be kissing that motherfucker. Now, the reason why I say this is get familiar with your social norms, because don't be surprised if a girl tries to kiss you and that's the social norm in the club. Like, when I say white people be kissing in clubs, bro, they be having full on make out sessions with people they just met. I am not playing. That is a social norm in the white clubs that I go to, and just know what you're signing up for, right? So boom, you're gonna ask her, does she want to dance, right? And as you're dancing with her, you want to peep her friends. Do her friends look like they're gonna be some cock blocking hating ass friends, or do they look like they're gonna be chill, laid back? And you also want to make sure, does her friends have niggas that are entertaining them? This matters because you don't want no cock blocking ass friends, right? So boom, after 10 to 15 minutes of dancing with the girl, right, you basically want to like isolate her. So what you want to do is going to be like, hey, let's go to the patio, or, you know, the bar side where it's, you know, the music isn't as loud and you can actually have a full-blown conversation with this female, right? So boom, you want to take her over there, and when you take her over there, the first thing that you want to do is you want to get her a number. Now, fuck the Instagram, you want to get the number, because the number is literally top priority in a girl's eyes, bro. You can have the Instagram, and Instagram don't mean shit, right? So you get the number, but the number don't even really matter in this situation. What you want to do is you want to ask her, where are you from? Do you have roommates? Where you live? And what's her name? Obviously, of course you want to ask her what's her name. Make it seem like you care. You should actually ask that before you even get the number, right? So boom, you ask her these 3 questions because, for one, you want to know where she's from. You'll be shocked how many girls come from neighboring towns towns, neighboring cities that are 30 to 40 minutes away. And this literally matters because you need to know the commute from her house to your house to wherever you're going to take her. And then obviously the other reasons why you want to ask her where she lives, to get the gist of where she lives. Does she have roommates? Because let's say you're like me and a girl can't come back to your place, right? Boom. Basically, when you ask her, does she have roommates, she's either going to tell you, oh no, I live with my parents, or yeah, I live with my sister. Oh yeah, I have roommates, right? So boom, after you get all this in the flow and you have, small banter and you get to know her just a little bit, I want to say 5 minutes of getting to know her for just a little bit, asking her outside questions or the main 3 questions I just asked you. Basically going to be like, oh, I want to come home with you tonight, right? And if she gives you a positive reaction, boom, you're golden, bro. You should go back with her, dance for the whole night, or not the whole night, until like 1:30, 1 a.m. and then be like, all right, I'm ready to go, or peel and see if you can get away from her friends. If she gives you a negative reaction like, I got work in the morning, or I can't, then boom, basically what you're gonna do is basically you're gonna go back to her friend group with her and be like, oh, I think I gotta find my friends or some shit. Make up an excuse to leave her, right? But boom, you secured the number. This is gonna matter later on in this whole process, right? So basically, since she was negative to what you were trying to do, you're basically gonna rinse and repeat this until you find a girl who is on go. Now, yes, this might cause you to lose some females who are genuinely interested in you and are willing to link you later on, like a later date in the time, because that's what you got the number for. But hey, you're trying to get some tonight, so it don't really matter, unless that you could tell the girl was on you bad and you actually think that girl's bad as shit and you're like, hey, you know what, actually I'm gonna just chill out and take what I have, then that's on you. But if you're trying to get something tonight, I would suggest you to keep going on throughout the night, repeating this process, and then until you find something that is on go and that is on go. If you end up not having anything by the end of the night, it's okay, because guess what, you still have the strip game that I'm about to get into, right? So boom, you went out to a club, you collected all these numbers, and as you collected all these numbers, boom, you might have found something, you might not have found something. Most cases, you're gonna find something doing this, especially if you're in a hot fucking club that has a lot of people in it. You're gonna find something, bro. Now, if you don't, you're gonna leave the club at around 1:30, 2 a.m. where everybody's leaving. It's gonna be a strip, food places, food trucks, and in other bars and clubs. Basically, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna walk up and down the strip looking for choosing signals, right? Now, once you find these choosing signals, you don't really have to do as much. As simply as just, hey, a girl looks at you, why are you looking at me like that? You walk up to her, have a little banter with her, be like, oh, what you about to get into? They're going to tell you what they're about to get into. If they care enough, they're going to ask you, what about you? And once they say, what about you? Basically, you're going to be like, oh, I'm going with you tonight. And basically, they're either going to say yes or no. If they say no, you're going to have to rinse and repeat this. But if they say yes, you're going home with them tonight. And then on top of that, bruh, since you have all these numbers on top of that, bruh, some girls might change their mind and hit you up after the club and be like, what you want? Or after the club, you can text all these girls, be like, hey, what you about to get into? So you have all these leads. This is really not a hard method to do. All it really consists of is you being aware of what choosing signals is you walking around the strip and having somewhat of a good appearance in your haircut, because you don't really need to dress that flashy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Just have a haircut and look somewhat presentable and you'll literally have results, bro. These girls are drunk, so they have more confidence to shoot their shot at niggas, and basically all you gotta do is be able to tell, oh, this girl wants me to come up to her and talk to her, then find a girl who has the logistics to let you come over, for her to come over to your crib and have some fun. It's really not that hard. I've had success with this method. I've had a lot of success with this method, actually, especially on strips where you could walk around, where people were about to leave and get into other stuff, bro. It's very, very simple, very, very easy. It's not no bullshit where you're trying to talk to the girl for the whole club over some loud ass music, bro, where she can barely hear your ass. Straight to the point, simple.